As the final moments of 2025 slipped away, Melania Trump once again commanded the spotlight at Mar-a-Lago, welcoming 2026 with a masterclass in high-octane glamour. In a ballroom filled with political heavyweights and social elites, the First Lady emerged as the undeniable focal point, radiating a brilliance that was both literal and metaphorical. For this momentous occasion, Melania leaned into a futuristic editorial aesthetic, proving that her sartorial evolution remains as dynamic as ever. For the transition into 2026, Melania eschewed traditional ball gowns for a sharper, more sculptural silhouette. She stunned in the Manu Sequin Maxi Dress by the new arrivals, Ilkyaz Ozel. The gown, a column of high-polished metallic sequins in a shade described as Infini, turned every camera flash into a shimmering aura around her. While the dress retails for a relatively modest $1,450 compared to her usual haute couture, Melania's selection underscored a masterful understanding of style. True luxury lies in the impact, not just the price tag. The design featured a structured shoulder and a matching belt that cinched the waist with military precision, channeling old Hollywood glamour streamlined for the modern age. She completed the ensemble with her trademark footwear, soaring Christian Louboutin pumps, this time in silver glitter with the brand's iconic red soles flashing with every step. Standing alongside President Trump and their son Barron, who made a rare, dignified appearance, Melania appeared as a pillar of cool, collected elegance amidst the festive chaos of a night that included a $2.75 million art auction and lively entertainment. This silver spectacle is the latest chapter in Melania's storied history of New Year's Eve fashion, a timeline marked by deliberate and dramatic choices. Just 1 year prior, welcoming 2025, she projected a different kind of authority in a black Versace Medusa 95 draped gown. That one-shouldered creation, adorned with gold hardware, spoke of timeless sophistication and power as she prepared to re-enter the White House. Her archive of Mar-a-Lago looks reveals a fascinating oscillation between dark romanticism and ethereal light. Fashion enthusiasts recall December 31, 2022, when she first experimented with the metallic armor aesthetic in a silver sequined Dolce & Gabbana midi dress, proving she could command attention through head-to-toe shimmer. Going further back to 2017, she showcased her softer, more intricate side in a pale pink Erdem emery dress, heavily embroidered with palettes and flowers, a look she customized to reflect her individuality. And of course, there was the black Dolce & Gabbana cocktail dress with jeweled bows from 2016, a sleek precursor to her years as a global style icon. With her dazzling entry into 2026, Melania Trump has reaffirmed her status not just as a First Lady, but as a fashion force who seamlessly blends tradition with a bold contemporary edge. If Melania is the beauty of perfection, then Barron Trump is the embodiment of a surprising rise. At 19, Barron has truly become the center of attention, not just because of his fame, but also because of his overwhelming physical presence. With a height of 2.05 meters, Barron stands like a tower in the crowd. He is taller than everyone in the family, far surpassing his 1.92 meter, 6'3" father, leaving his 1.80 meter, 5 feet 11 supermodel mother and his siblings far behind. The image of the young man in a sharp suit and tie, with a handsome face as cold as a statue standing next to his parents, created a strong visual effect. Mr. Trump, who has always been proud of his own tall stature, now has to look up to his youngest son. This outstanding growth has even become a funny story that Mr. Trump enjoys sharing. During a reception for the Florida Gators basketball team at the White House back in May, Mr. Trump recounted a story about Barron to the players. He said, "I have a son who is 2.05 meters tall. He always says, 'Dad, compared to some people, I'm not that tall.'" This joke alluded to Barron comparing himself to real giants, like the 2.4 meter tall player Oliver Ryu. That modesty and humor, combined with a calm demeanor, make Barron even more attractive in the eyes of the public. But height isn't the only giant thing about Barron Trump. What really makes the financial world and the media tip their hats is the fortune he currently holds.
There is a stereotype that children born at the finish line know only how to enjoy life, but Barron Trump seems to be rewriting that rule. According to the latest financial analysis from the prestigious Forbes magazine in September 2025, Barron Trump's net worth has hit the $150 million mark. To see the weight of this number, let's make a comparison within the Trump family. Ivanka Trump, the talented and beautiful sister who was once her father's right-hand woman at the White House and active in business for a long time, currently has an estimated fortune of about $100 million. Melania, Barron's mother, owns about $20 million. Thus, this sophomore college student has officially surpassed both his mother and sister to become the fourth richest person in the family, standing only behind his father, $7.3 billion, and his two older brothers, Eric and Don Jr. The question is, where did the money come from? Barron didn't immediately follow his father's traditional, dusty real estate path. He chose the shortcut of the digital era, cryptocurrency. Barron is identified as a co-founder and the strategic brain behind World Liberty Financial, WFLI, the Trump family's decentralized finance project launched in 2024. Mr. Trump himself once proudly admitted to the media, Barron knows what a digital wallet is. He's young but very knowledgeable about digital finance. He affirmed that it was Barron who enlightened him about the potential of crypto and pushed the family to venture into this field. Specifically, Barron owns a huge amount of tokens from this project. Forbes estimates he holds about 2.25 billion tokens from the WFLI project. Although a portion of these tokens is still locked under regulations, the post-tax exchange value and profits from sales have brought Barron about 38 to 45 million USD in real value. In addition, he enjoys a significant share of profits from the platform's revenue. Combined with inheritances from trust funds and real estate assets gifted since childhood, Barron has built a solid financial foundation without relying entirely on family allowance. This is the clearest proof that Barron is not just a pretty face at events. He represents a new Trump generation, tech-savvy, understanding the rules of the virtual world, and knowing how to turn fame into real money.
Wealth and glamour at parties are just the surface, but what is Barron Trump's real life like? After his freshman year in New York, Barron transferred to the New York University, NYU, campus in Washington, D.C. to start his sophomore year. This is an extremely prestigious and exclusive training facility, accepting a maximum of 120 excellent students per term for politics, economics, and history majors. Moving back to live with his parents at the White House not only helped the family reunite, but also placed Barron at the center of American power. However, the life of a first son is not all pink. It's a life of privileges accompanied by suffocating surveillance. Barron going to school, hanging out, or even dating must all be under the 24/7 escort of the U.S. Secret Service. He cannot experience dorm life, eating instant noodles, or pulling all-nighters with friends like normal students. Instead, he lives in the historic rooms of the White House, traveling to school in a specialized bulletproof motorcade. In return, the amenities Barron enjoys are things ordinary people can hardly imagine. He has the right to use the private movie theater at the White House, built in the 1940s with a capacity of 42 people, where Mr. Trump once invited children to watch Finding Dory during his first term. If he wants to go far, Marine One, a helicopter, or Air Force One are always ready to serve when he travels with the president. America's top team of chefs is on standby to cook whatever he wants. However, there is an interesting rule that the president's family has to pay for their own personal food ingredients, as Michelle Obama once humorously recounted her shock when receiving a bill for a $500 peach. Perhaps Barron also has to get used to the idea that you get what you pay for right in his own home. The mystery of private life, ladies' man or lonely guy. With handsome looks, a huge family background, and a $150 million fortune, it is not surprising that Barron's private life has become the most heated topic of speculation on social media and student forums. At NYU, Barron's image appears full of contradictions. On one hand, he's described as a ladies' man with countless female fans surrounding him. Hallway sources whisper that Barron is extremely popular with female students, regardless of their political views. There are rumors he once took a girlfriend to Trump Tower and generously rented out an entire floor to ensure absolute privacy, avoiding the prying eyes of the Secret Service and the public.
On the other hand, those who have actual contact paint a portrait of a rather lonely and closed-off young man. Kaya Walker, former president of the Republican Student Association at NYU, once shared that Barron is like an oddity on campus. He goes to class, finishes studying, and goes straight home, rarely socializing or participating in extracurricular activities. Nathan Pierce, Barron's personal tailor, who understands his taste, remarked that Barron is mature beyond his years, polite, humble, and very knowledgeable about history, a person who likes to choose the fabric and lining for his suits himself, instead of leaving it to others. Regarding romance, a series of names have been linked to Barron, from rumors of dating model Clara Jones, an Argentine dancer, which were denied, to a TikToker named Maddie claiming to be an ex-girlfriend from elementary school. However, close sources confirm that Barron is currently focused to the max on his studies and keeping his private life private. He even chooses to communicate with friends via Xbox accounts to avoid leaking his personal phone number, a smart self-defense method of the Gen Z generation against media pressure. The story of Barron Trump at the New Year's Eve 2026 event is not just about a lavish party or massive wealth figures. It's a story about growing up and defining one's identity. With a fortune of $150 million while under 20 years old, Barron Trump holds the best cards to build his own empire. Will he become a great tech billionaire, a talented diplomat, or follow his father on the thorny political path? Time will be the most accurate answer. But one thing is certain, with a height of 2.05 meters and a different mindset, Barron Trump will never accept standing in the shadows. He is ready to write a new chapter for the legend of the Trump clan.